Good morning, Mount Juliet High School. How's everybody doing in quarantine 2020? Just wanted to send out a brief message and let you guys know I'm going to start doing some Facebook Lives on our Mount Juliet High School Facebook page just to keep everybody in touch. We've been sending out a lot of emails and we've been getting information out to everybody, but I just feel like sometimes it feels good to see a familiar face. First, I just want you to know that right now, as far as we know, we are closed until the end of the month. There's a possibility it could be longer than that. Of course, there's new things emerging every single day with this situation. We are watching every day, every minute, trying to stay abreast and stay on top of what's going on. This is so unprecedented. There's just not answers, and I know everybody wants to know exactly what's going to happen, and we just unfortunately can't give you that information right now because we just simply don't know. There's some districts that are closed much longer, and some have gone online. We have whole states that have gone online for the remainder of the year. I know all of our colleges have gone online and they've shut down. At Mount Juliet, everyone knows we're not a one-to-one school, so we don't have the possibility of ensuring everybody has access to be able to do all of their work online. Trust me, if we did, we would have already gone that direction because it's something that is simple. One thing that is good with our district or with our school specifically is most of our teachers do use Google Classroom. So while at this time there's absolutely nothing being graded, there's nothing to count against you, there's nothing that you have to do by any means. But if you are a parent or you're a student that's worried about staying up to date on things, your teachers are putting things out on Google Classroom. They are putting things out and emailing them to your school account. So if you haven't been checking your emails, please be sure and do that. If you don't have an ability to do that, that's fine also. We understand. But we just want to make sure we try to keep everybody connected in this crazy time. AP students, one of the things that you do need to check on is the AP exams are still going to happen. According to College Board, those exams are going to be 45-minute home exams. So it is necessary for you to log in, check your Google Classroom. You should have gotten communication from your AP teachers. Of course, nothing's for a grade, but our hope is that you will still be able to pass that test with our support so that you can get that college credit. It is something that's important to many people, and we want to make sure that you've still got all of that, that there's nothing you're going to be missing. But please also keep in mind the entire country is in the same situation. So this is not something that is just necessarily a Mount Juliet thing or a Wilson County thing. So all students in the country are doing the same thing with our AP classes. So do keep up with that. Keep up with your reading. Keep up with most of your teachers are putting videos out right now on their Google Classrooms that are their lectures. So pretend like that's your classroom. Sit down in the quiet, watch the video, take your notes. Be ready to study, and when we get more information about what the test is going to look like, we will get that out as quickly as we can. Dual enrollment students, your classes are going on. Those colleges are the ones that are in charge of that, not us. And so they have gone online. So if you have not started back on those, you need to get going quickly because they don't want you to get far behind. Remember, that is college credit. That is not my credits. So we don't want that to affect your GPA or anything anyway. Most of those have altered the way that they're doing their classes. They are adjusting their grading scales. They're adjusting all kinds of things. So that helps a little bit. Students, especially honor students, be sure that you do the same thing. Be sure you log in and check your Google Classrooms. And then if nothing else, the best thing that I can tell you guys to do right now, if you're worried about keeping up, read. There's books all over the place. I know I picked up a book just a couple of days ago. I wanted to read back through some of the novels that all of our students are reading in our English, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through with To Kill a Mockingbird again. One of my favorite stories. I love reading about Scout and Dill. For all of my sophomores out there, my freshmen that have been reading that. So just pick up some classics, pick up some things. There's all kinds of free literature on Common Lit, different emails. You also have full access to Achieve 3000. So if you're interested in making sure that you're staying up to date, also the other thing, juniors, all of you have access to your advanced ed. So you can get on there, your Pareto analysis for your ACT practice. So you are still able to log into your Pareto. You can work through that. Great ACT practice because the ACT is not going anywhere. So if you don't have anything to do or you don't feel like you want to do your work for your classes, ACT is not going anywhere. So that's always a good one for us to log in, and that's free, provided by our district. So please take advantage of that if you have the chance. Seniors, I'll probably start crying talking to you guys, sorry. there's just not words. You have no idea how much we love each one of you. This is a nightmare time. I had to go drive to Knoxville yesterday and pack my daughter up and move her home also. There's so many of you that feel like you're missing out on everything, and there's none of us that disagree with that. What I can assure you is as quickly as we get information, we are adjusting as fast as we can to try to salvage everything that we can for you. There's nothing more important to us than to make sure that you get everything that you deserve. We're working on prom dates. Of course, our prom is held at Music City Center because of our size, so that's a huge undertaking. But Music City Center is moving and adjusting as fast as they can. They're looking at dates in June. They're looking at dates in May, anything before graduation. So if we do get the chance to go back, that we can still hold our prom just as planned. Our prom committee has been working really hard for a long time, and they've got some really cool stuff planned, and I just really want to make sure that we get to do that. But on the other hand, we don't want to be selfish, and we know that there's not a huge concern for myself getting sick. There's not a huge concern for our school-age children getting sick, though it is happening. Our biggest concern is to take care of all of our society. There's a greater good that we're all working towards right now. If that means we have to give up something every now and then so be it. And that's not that's a hard thing to say, and it's an even harder thing to really believe. It's one thing to know it in your head. It's a whole different thing to understand it with your heart. But please know we're working our hardest to make sure that prom can still happen. As of right now, we will be going back to school as of today. So our hope is that we can get that adjusted so we can proceed with that just at a much later date. I anticipate us having to move our prom date just because of the situation. And then graduation, which is the bigger thing on everybody's minds. Our state and our legislature has done a great job of taking care of all of our students at this time. They have waived all of our state testing, so we don't have any of our required testing that we have to go through. That takes a lot of pressure off of our teachers, and that takes a lot of pressure off of our students and our parents. But one of the things that we have to consider is graduation requirements, because many of you are still in courses that are required for your graduation. So they're working quickly right now, adjusting those graduations, making sure that they meet with higher ed colleges so that they understand what we're having to adjust for, because they're having to adjust this the same. So all of our superintendents in the entire state of Tennessee are working very closely with colleges, with the Department of Education, with everybody to make sure we are all going to be taken care of. Right now, there's just so much uncertainty. I know it's hard to understand and wrap your brain around, but we want to make sure that everybody gets a Mount Juliet High School diploma, and we want to make sure that we get that in a timely fashion so that it doesn't offset anything for the next school year. Graduation, in some form or fashion, it will happen. We don't know what that's going to look like right now. Right now, we are still scheduled for May the 23rd at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro at 6 p.m. That is our plan, unless there is something that changes. I would anticipate some changes due to Murfreesboro and MTSU being shut down. So we're working quickly, and that does affect all of our high schools. We're all graduating at the same place this year. So we are working quickly to see if we can get back on track and be able to hold our graduation as normal. Our sheer size makes it very difficult for us. We have well over 15,000 people that come to our graduation, and there's just not a facility to hold that outside of one of the college arenas. So that's what we're working with right now. We also want to make sure that each one of you gets recognized for all of your hard work. We want to see you in your caps and gowns. We want to see your cords that you've earned. We want to see all of the pomp and circumstance. Your teachers want to wear our gear. That's the only time that we get to wear it every year, and we love doing that and watching those smiling faces march down the aisle towards us. So that is something that we are very, very, we're prioritizing. Prom, graduation. Outside of that, y'all, spring sports. Guys, it's just tragic. I know that's something that means everything to you guys. Our winter groups, our guard and our winter drum lines and our bands and our winter winds have worked so hard, and they're not getting to finish their season. I know we have a whole slew. We've got tons of track and field athletes and baseball players and softball and tennis and soccer that haven't gotten their chance. to have their shining moments. And I know that's something we have worked at all year long. You've kept your grades up. You've done all of the work to be able to handle that. And unfortunately, that's just not looking like a reality right now. Our hope is, though, TSSAA is working with us every single day also, that we will be able to return at some point in time, and though we will have a very abbreviated season, our hope is that we will at least be able to play a few games and be able to get our tournaments in at the end of the year. They're looking at alternate times for spring fling so that our sports can have that time and have that chance at postseason play. It is something that's on a lot of our students' minds. Lots of other activities, our clubs, yearbook is still being finished. Our yearbook sponsor and those editors are working really hard to get those in. How we will get those distributed, we're not sure. If we end up being on any more of a length of closure for our school districts, but we will figure something out. That's one thing that we're pretty good at, is being able to monitor and to be able to adjust how we need to adjust so that we can take care of each and every one of you guys. One thing that I will ask is that if you or your family needs any help with food, with lunches, with just general food for the home, any other needs that you may have at this time, please reach out to your counselors. Their email is on the website, or any of your APs, our email is on the website. There is no one in the office. I've had several people that have said, I've been calling the office, thought schools are closed. There's nobody there to answer the phone. So you must reach out via another method. So you can send us a Facebook message on, it's MT Juliet High School on Facebook. We have Instagram, we have Twitter. You can tweet to me at MJHS Rainey, and we'll answer that as quickly as we can. Or email. Always email. That's an easy way. We're checking our emails hourly. So if you need help with anything, please reach out to us and let us know. We can try to send in food, and we've got drive-through pickups for breakfast and lunches at Springdale and at Gladeville and at a couple of different locations. We do not have one at any of our Mount Juliet-based schools, but the closest one is Springdale. So please reach out. Let us know. We can get that set up for you where you can get lunches and breakfast for your students. I think they're doing 2-day food packs, which is awesome. That you have to have the children with you in the car, but when you drive through, they'll give you a pack for every child. So that's something that we're trying to maintain and keep everybody on a normal schedule. Next, all I can suggest is please try to maintain as normal a schedule as you can at home. I know I've got 3 children that are here with me. And then my husband is also having to work from home right now also. So there's 5 of us surviving in the house together. We've kind of set up a time frame where we're going to do, we get up and we have a specific amount of time where everybody's reading and they're doing their work for their different classes. Even my son's football team had them up at 8 o'clock this morning doing a live Facebook workout with their coach in my garage. So my garage has now been converted into a workout gym. So we're trying to be creative. We're trying to stay on a schedule. Trying to make the most of the time that we have home with your family. It's not very often that you get this chance to spend some time and slow down a little bit. And I think that's something that we need to take from all of this is we get to have conversations with our family. We get to have conversations with the people that we usually are too busy for. I know I feel like a lot of times everyone else gets the best of my attention, and when I get home in the afternoons, I don't have much left. So this gives me a chance to have plenty of time, probably more than mine want. They're probably wishing they didn't have a teacher for a mom about right now. So all that to say, it's a trying time. We understand exactly how anxious everybody is. We understand how nervous everybody is, and there's just not answers right now. So I'm going to just plead with everybody to please follow your CDC regulations. Social distancing is a word that none of us had really heard of before a few weeks ago, and now it's running our lives. They have shut down all of restaurants. They've shut down pretty much everything except your necessities. In the town, stay home. Stay home, wash your hands, practice good hygiene. Make sure that you're very, very careful so that the least of ours, our elderly, our young children, anybody with compromised immune system, that we are not the ones passing it on to them. I would hate to be the reason that my 72-year-old parents get this. So be sure that you're following all of the practices that are being set forth, and keep your heads up, keep your chins up. We're going to figure something out, and we're going to make sure that we don't miss out on the good stuff in life. But right now, what our job needs to be is to follow instructions, do what we're supposed to do, and be there for each other. And reach out to your teachers. Email your teachers. They'd love to hear from you. FaceTime works great. We have Google Meets. We've got all kinds of Zoom conferencing going on. So those teachers and those of us that were not a huge technological wizard at the time, we are quickly becoming one. So we will take advantage of everything that we've got. Just want everybody to know that all of your staff and faculty from Mount Juliet High School, we are communicating daily. We are doing everything we can. But we want, more than anything, we want you guys to know that we love each and every one of you. We miss you dearly. There's nothing about sitting at the house that is in the DNA of a true teacher. We hope to see you guys soon. I will continue to put out messages and emails to all of our parents and all of our students with updates as soon as we get them. Please follow Wilson K-1210 on Facebook, Wilson County Schools, and on Twitter, so that you can stay up to date. Bart Barker's done an awesome job. Dr. Wright has done a great job getting information out to everybody and trying to navigate and lead in such a crazy time. So little patience, a lot of grace, and the only thing I can leave you with, guys, is bear pride, Mount Juliet High.